All right. Welcome to the 42nd annual OUSD Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Oratorical Festival. The theme this year is, where do we go from here? Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Bienvenidos al 42º Festival Anual de Oratorio del Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. El tema para este año es, ¿a dónde vamos desde aquí? La injusticia en cualquier lugar es una amenaza para la justicia en todas partes. We are going to start by watching the trailer for a beautiful HBO movie made about Oakland students competing in this very festival. If you'd like to watch the full film with your family, I'm going to put the link in the chat. Vamos a empezar viendo el trailer de una hermosa película sobre los estudiantes de Oakland que compiten en este festival. Si quieren ver la película completa con su familia, estoy poniendo el enlace dentro del chat. Ahí está.
I was kind of nervous. Good afternoon. But I just took a deep breath and did my poem. There's cheers up there, cheers out here. It's going to be a lot of people, and that's a big stage. Everybody really wants us to win.
Good afternoon. My name is Gregory Payton.
Thank you for this opportunity to be here. Today, I will be performing a speech that I wrote on my own.
The Martin Luther King Oratorical Fest is a deep tradition that the entire community looks forward to.
See, my black is beautiful.
They're allowed to be who they are, to get up there, no matter how scared they are.
They're profound and they have a vision.
And then when they make it, it's just let them like it.
Today, we're ready as vibrant, beautiful girls full of potential.
The law is my shepherd.
The time is always right to do the right thing. We fight today. We fight tomorrow. But that doesn't stop our sorrow. It's time to stand up against hate.
So I hope all of you will go watch that movie with your families because it is a beautiful movie. Espero que todos vayan a ver esta película con sus familias porque es una película súper bonita y tiene que ver con alumnos de Oakland como ustedes, and it's about students just like you in Oakland. So today, 11 brave, talented ICS scholars will be performing original writing in hopes to continue on to the district competition where they will compete against students from other Oakland schools. Hoy, 11 valientes y talentosos eruditos de ICS realizarán escritura original con la esperanza de continuar en la competencia del distrito, donde competirán contra estudiantes de otras escuelas de Oakland. Between each performance, judges are going to need about 2 minutes to write down their scores in a breakout room. And while they do that, I'm going to play some videos of current and former ICS students, as well as a few celebrity orators that you might recognize. Entre cada actuación, los jueces necesitarán 2 minutos más o menos para anotar sus calificaciones en una sala de Zoom. Mientras hacen eso, pondré algunos videos de estudiantes actuales y anteriores de ICS, así como algunos oradores famosos que quizás reconozcas. So today we are starting with third graders Galilea and Viv doing a famous speech. And judges will give you just a few seconds to get ready. Students, please make sure you stay muted. Everyone except for Galilea and Viv. Everyone else should be muted to show respect to our speakers. Favor de tener su micrófono en mudo para mostrar respeto a nuestras oradoras. Okay, girls, whenever you are ready.
Good afternoon. My name is Vivian Clanton.
And my name is Gali. We're at Third Grade International Community School.
We will be performing The Road to Freedom. But before we begin, we have to give credit to Eloise Greenfield because we used some of her poem. The Road to Freedom. Harriet Tubman was born into slavery. One night she ran north. Harriet got to Pennsylvania, where she was finally free. She thought about her family back in Maryland and all the other enslaved people.
Harriet Tubman didn't take no stuff, wasn't scared of nothing neither. Didn't come to this world to be no slave and wasn't gonna stay one neither. Harriet went back and forth 19 times to get enslaved people to freedom. Even with dogs and slave catchers chasing them, she never gave up. Harriet was brave. She risked her life 19 times in them all. Harriet Tubman led 300 people out of slavery and never lost one.
19 times she went back south to get 300 others. She ran for her freedom 19 times to save Black sisters and brothers. Harriet Tubman didn't take no stuff, wasn't scared of nothing neither, didn't come in this world to be no slave, and didn't stay one either.
As Harriet
created the Underground Railroad, which got thousands of enslaved people to freedom. It was a series of safe houses, which were kept a secret. Harriet would lead the enslaved people through the woods at night, and in the daylight, they would hide and rest in the safe houses. Conductors led the enslaved people north.
As Harriet Tubman said, I looked at my hand to see if I was the same person now that I was free.
Beautiful job, you two. We're going to give everyone a wolf howl together when we are done. You did such a wonderful job. Congratulations. And we're going to give the judges 2 minutes to score. And while they're doing that, I'm going to play a little video for you of another ICS student. And it's a little bit hard to hear, so we'll make sure that everyone is very, very quiet while we're playing it.
Miss Alderman, you're muted.
Para el amigo sincero que me da su mano franca y para el cruel que me arranca el corazón con que vivo. Caldo ni ortiga cultivo la rosa blanca. I cultivate a white rose in July as in January for my sincere friend who gives me his hand honestly, and for the cruel person who tears at the heart with which I live. I cultivate neither needles or thorns. I cultivate a white rose. Shinawa hun sakabech, doch tu keltite doch nelshaw, the wind banner, which tachtan hashish, which the can had lagun one with the eat. Ya jish, Bishka kun shinawa hun sakabech. Gracias, thank you, Chontiche.
All right, that was a beautiful performance from Eileen. And if judges are ready, let me know if you are not. But if judges are ready, we're going to continue with our second performance. And our second performance is another third grader, Blanca, reciting an original poem. Tenemos un poema original de una alumna de tercer grado, Blanca. Blanca, when you are ready.
Good afternoon. My name is Blanca Matias Pablo, and I am in third grade at International Community School. Today, I will be performing many things on my mind. I'm just a young girl in third grade, and I have so many things on my mind. Trash is on the streets, the world is getting dirty. If we have a lot of trash, people is going to get sick. People that cross the streets, they ignore the people that don't have houses. People should say hi or even good morning when they cross. The schools are not having enough money to get materials. The schools are not having enough money for color pencils, sharpeners, and other things. Everybody can help.
Good job, Blanca. Congratulations. You did such a beautiful job. Thank you. All right. While the judges are scoring, I'm going to put on another video.
When day comes, we ask ourselves, where can we find light in this never-ending shade? The loss we carry, a sea we must wade. We've braved the belly of the beast. We've learned that quiet isn't always peace. And the norms and notions of what just isn't always just is. And yet the dawn is hours before we knew it. Somehow we do it. Somehow we've weathered and witnessed a nation that isn't broken, but simply unfinished. We, the successors of a country and a time where a skinny Black girl descended from slaves and raised by a single mother can dream of becoming president, only to find herself reciting for one. And yes, we are far from polished, far from pristine, but that doesn't mean we are striving to form a union that is perfect. We are striving to forge our union with purpose, to compose a country committed to all cultures, colors, characters, and conditions of man. And so we lift our gazes not to what stands between us, but what stands before us. We close the divide because we know to put our future first, we must first put our differences aside. We lay down our arms so we can reach out our arms to one another. We seek harm to none and harmony for all. Let the globe, if nothing else, say this is true. That even as we grieved, we grew, that even as we hurt, we hoped, that even as we tired, we tried, that we'll forever be tied together, victorious, not because we will never again know defeat, but because we will never again sow division. Scripture tells us to envision that everyone shall sit under their own vine and fig tree, and no one shall make them afraid. If we're to live up to our own time, then victory won't lie in the blade, but in all the bridges we've made. That is the promised glade, the hill we climb, if only we dare it, because being American is more than a pride we inherit. It's the past we step into and how we repair it. We've seen a force that would shatter our nation rather than share it, would destroy our country if it meant delaying democracy. and this effort very nearly succeeded. But while democracy can be periodically delayed, it can never be permanently defeated. In this truth, in this faith we trust, for while we have our eyes on the future, history has its eyes on us. This is the era of just redemption. We feared it at its inception. We did not feel prepared to be the heirs of such a terrifying hour, but within it we found the power to author a new chapter, to offer hope and laughter to ourselves. So, while once we asked, how could we possibly prevail over catastrophe? Now we assert, how could catastrophe possibly prevail over us? We will not march back to what was, but move to what shall be.
I'm going to pause us there because I know we still have a lot of students to get through. But that is a beautiful, beautiful example from this year's inauguration of a young person orating in front of a very large audience on television and in person. All right, we are going to continue with our next performers. From third grade again, we have Merly and Daniela with an original poem. And Merly, let's wait just a second to see if we find Daniela. There she is. We need to share the spotlight. There we go. All right. Whenever you are ready.
Good afternoon. My name is Merly Calmo Matias. And my name is Daniela Vázquez Ramirez. We are in third grade at International Community School. Today we will be performing Can You Help? I see a person with no home to live in. I see a tent. He has no privacy living on the street. I see people with no home, no food, no water. They are cold, they are hungry, they beg for money. I feel so sad. They have no money. I feel so sad. They have just one sweater. I feel so sad. My heart is broken. Can we make the rent cheaper? Can you help? Can we help the homeless get health care? Can you help? Can we stop evictions? Can you help? Can we give the homeless food and money? Can you help? Can we build safe homes for people? We all can help.
Yay! That was so beautiful, girls. I'm going to take a quick picture of you. All right, well done. All right, while our judges are scoring, I have another video for you. You might recognize this as my office.
My name is Rudy Lorenzo Chales. I am representing International Community School. I'm doing a speech bilingual by the Chief General of the Military of the South, Emiliano Zapata, in Nahuatl. To the people of Mexico, to the people, to the governors of the world. Hermanos, nosotros nacimos de la noche, en ella vivimos y moriremos en ella. Pero la luz será mañana para los demás, para todos aquellos que hoy lloran la noche, para quienes se niegan el día, para toda la luz, para todos. Nuestra lucha es por hacernos escuchar, y el mal gobierno grita soberbia y tapa con cañones sus oídos. Nuestra lucha es por un trabajo justo y digno. Nuestra lucha por la vida, nuestra lucha es por la justicia, nuestra lucha es por la vida. Y el mal gobierno anuncia guerra, destrucción. De hecho, tierra, trabajo, pan, salud, educación, independencia, democracia, libertad. Estas fueron nuestras demandas de la larga noche de los 500 años. Estas hoy son nuestras exigencias. Brothers and sisters, we were born from the night, and here we live. We will die in her. But the light will be tomorrow for others, for all those who cry tonight, for all the light, for all. Our fight is to be listened, and while the evil government shouts pride and covers his ears with guns. Our fight is for right and worthy work. Our fight is for life. Our fight is for justice. Our fight is for peace. And the evil government announces war and destruction. Housing, land, work, food, health, education, independence, democracy, liberty. These were our demands on the long night of the 500 years. These were today our exigencies.
Can you believe he memorized all of that in 2 languages? Él memorizó todo esto en 2 idiomas, sin papel. He did not have a paper that he was reading. That was all by memory. Really incredible. Okay, we are going to move on with our next ICS performer. And from 4th grade, we have Byron doing an original speech. Whenever you are ready, Byron.
Good afternoon. My name is Byron. I'm a 4th grader at International Community School. Today I will be performing The Man Next to My House. The Man Next to My House. When I see homeless people in my neighborhood, I feel heartbroken. Sometimes people waste food and they don't even give it to homeless people. I once saw a man going through the trash looking for food. I don't understand why people throw away food instead of giving it to homeless people who need it. There's a homeless man who lives next to my house, and when it rains, he only has the trees to protect him from getting wet. He sweeps outside at the market when there are a lot of leaves, and sometimes gets money. Sometimes people think that homeless people are mean. I want people to know that all homeless people are not mean. Homeless people don't want to be homeless. We don't know why they're homeless. They could have been kicked out of their house by their parents. They could have been kicked out of their house by the landlord. They might not have any family to help them get a house. They might have lost their home in a fire. We don't know why they're homeless. I don't want people to be harsh or yell at the homeless. I've been yelled at and it makes me feel sad. So I think that homeless people feel sad too when people yell at them.
Good job, Byron. That was beautiful. Bien hecho. You all are so inspiring. I love the words that you wrote and the heart that went into all of your performances. Me encantan las palabras que ustedes han escrito y el corazón que han puesto dentro de sus presentaciones. So while the judges are scoring, we will see a bit of a speech that this entire competition is honoring this person.
I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up, live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will they be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream that one day, even the state of Mississippi, a state sweltering with the heat of injustice, sweltering with the heat of oppression, will be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice. I have a dream. My four little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream. I have a dream that one day, down in Alabama, with its vicious racists, with its governor having his lips dripping with the words of interposition and nullification. One day right there in Alabama, little black boys and black girls will be able to join hands with little white boys and white girls as sisters and brothers. I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day every valley shall be exalted.
Students, who was that speaking? ¿Quién es?
Martin Luther King.
Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King Jr.
That was Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
Martin Luther King.
Well done. All right, we are going to continue with our next ICS performer. We have two fifth graders, Luis and Zaira, with an original speech. All right, Luis and Zaira, whenever you are ready.
Good afternoon. My name is Luis Pablo Calmo.
And my name is Zaira Santos. We are fifth graders at International Community School.
I can't unmute.
We can hear you.
I couldn't unmute. Okay. Well, today we will be reading Mask Up. Mask Up. COVID-19 affected everyone, and I felt sad because we had to start wearing masks. When people started wearing masks, I felt like I never knew who was who, because telling by their eyes is tricky.
When I heard that 4,000 people are dying every day because of COVID-19 or coronavirus, I felt bad for the families in the United States. 400,000 people died. Elderly people have to stay home. Why do they have to stay home? The virus is much more dangerous for people who are 60 years or older.
COVID-19 is even bringing more racism into our world. Donald Trump said Chinese virus as well as Kung flu. And Trump isn't the only one that is saying stuff like that. There are also so many people that are even scared to go to a Chinese restaurant. And other Asian people are being discriminated along with the Chinese. A few people are even scared to get close to Asian and Chinese people. Thank you for listening
to our presentation.
Good job, you guys. Bien hecho. Felicidades. I like how quickly you turned your cameras off. All right, we are going to listen to one more former performance from ICS before we have our final performers for today. One of these students still attends ICS, and the other graduated.
And my name is Alexander. We will be performing Marching Big Words.
by Dorian Rappaport. Martin did words. Hate cannot drive our hate. Only love can do that. Sooner or later, all the people in the world will have to discover a way to live together. When the history books are written, someone will say, there lived black people who had the courage for their rights. For the rights. Wait, for years I have heard the word wait. We have waited more than 340 years for our rights. I have a dream that one day little black boys and little black girls will join hands with little white boys and little white girls as sisters and brothers. Love is the key to the problems of the world.
All right. Whoops. Here we go. And we are ready for our final performance.
Anthony, give me a boy's name that starts with the letter A.
Oh.
Jose.
Sorry about the wait. Our final performance will be Eileen and Elisa from 5th grade and Valentina from kindergarten with an original speech. Girls, whenever you are ready.
Good afternoon. My name is Eileen Chavez Ramirez.
And my name is Elisa Aguilar Ramos. We're in 5th grade at International Community School.
This is my sister Valentina. She is in kindergarten. Change how you treat people.
We think that all people in our neighborhood, our city, and our country should be treated fairly. We're going to speak about the rights of people.
African Americans are treated unfairly. They were forced to come to this country as slaves, owned by white people. Even after they were freed after the Civil War, African Americans still did not have the equality. Even now, there's still racism. Black people are being killed by police and targeted for the color of their skin.
Give them rights.
A lot of Muslims get treated unfairly. People think that they have bombs in their backpacks. They are forced to eat pork, which is against their religion. Muslims are here as refugees. If they had to stay in their own countries, they would be killed.
Give them rights.
Undocumented immigrant families are separated. People with papers have to be so careful to not get in any trouble. It is hard to find a job that pays enough. It is hard to find a house. They have to move in with family, and houses are really crowded. In a family we know, they all had to live in one place for 9 years. Immigrants just want a better life for their families.
Give them rights.
Not being able to speak English is hard for people. People can't talk to their bosses. They can't talk to teachers at their kids' school. It is hard to get medical help because they can't speak English. The people just live in the shadows.
People lose their homes and they lose their jobs. They have to live in a van or a tent. It is really hard for them because they have kids and they have to work. They don't have any money to pay a babysitter. They don't have any privacy.
Give them rights.
Some women are not treated fairly. They are abused by their husbands or boyfriends. Girls have dreams about what they want to be when they grow up, but parents, teachers, and friends tell them, Girls can't do that. Girls lose their hope because of this.
Give them rights.
A lot of LGBTQ young people get bullied at school and on the internet. Their friends abandon them. Many young people are kicked out of their homes by their own parents. They get depressed and many commit suicide.
We want you to think about how other people feel when they don't have their rights. We want you to help people who don't have their rights.
We all need to treat people the way we want to be treated.
Give them rights.
Yay! That was so beautiful. Bravo, muy bien hecho. All right, while the judges are judging, can we give a big ICS wolf howl to all of our amazing orators? Vamos a dar un gran oído de lobo a todos nuestros increíbles oradores. And say, we are proud of you. Said, we are proud of you. Say what?
We are proud of you.
Say we are proud of you. Say what?
Proud of you.
Right, well done. You got it.
Bye.
Mute your microphone. We're all de poner sus micrófonos.
You're muted, Miss Halterman.
Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us. Our judges are going to confer and decide who will continue to the virtual district competition. I will announce the winners to the teachers this afternoon, and they will announce them at your class meeting tomorrow morning. Gracias a todos por acompañarnos. Nuestros jueces se reunirán ahora y decidirán quién continuará en la competencia del distrito virtual. Anunciaré a los ganadores a los maestros esta tarde y ellos los anunciarán en la reunión de su clase mañana por la mañana. Muchas gracias por estar aquí con nosotros.